After our annual meeting, I can say I'm grateful for the confidence that all the euro area ministers showed and expressed by unanimously endorsing our annual report for the year 2013. I don't know whether you have seen it. I'm told it's in the press room now, so you can pick it up later and enjoy. Happy reading. With the ministers during this annual meeting, we reviewed the ESM's past activities and we discussed our plans for the future. As you just heard, the ESM, of course, grants loans only against conditionality, like the EFSF, and we have disbursed to 5 countries 230 billion euro since we started our lending activities in January 2011. With the successful program exits of Ireland and Spain and the recent end of the Portuguese program, we now have only a few disbursements left. 3.8 billion euro to Greece from the EFSF and 4.2 billion euro to Cyprus from the ESM, so that's what's still in the pipeline. The ESM has used only around 50 billion euro of its lending capacity of 500 billion euros, so 90% of the ESM's firepower is still available, and that's reassuring for markets. A point sometimes overlooked in EFSF and ESM programs is the degree of solidarity and the volume of solidarity that is provided. The loans that we grant carry very low interest rates and they have long maturities. In the case of Greece, there was even an interest deferral for the first 10 years. In our annual report, you find calculations. We tried to estimate how much program countries saved in their budgets last year as a result of these very positive lending criteria. Greece, for example, saved 8.6 billion euro last year alone. That's equivalent to 4.7% of the Greek GDP. And these benefits will be repeated year after year. In order to finance our loans, EFSF and ESM regularly go to the markets, as you know. I sometimes talk about that at our press conferences. From 2011 to last year, the EFSF funded 119 billion euro. And this year and next year together, the EFSF is expected to issue bonds for around 49 billion euro. The ESM last year issued bonds amounting to 10 billion euro, and the ESM plans to issue 39 billion euro more this year and next year. Our strategy of providing loans against conditionality is working. 3 out of 5 program countries are back in the market on a regular basis. Even the other 2 are started to doing selectively, and the euro area is recovering from the crisis. The declining intensity of the crisis does not mean that we at the ESM, with our staff of today 128, will get out of business. It is our mandate to be ready should problems re-emerge. I'm not forecasting that to happen, but we know that one day in the distant future there will be another crisis. Our funding activity will remain intense. I mentioned the 30 to 40 billion euros that we will issue on a regular basis because we have a mismatch between the maturities of our loans and the maturities of our bonds and bills. So we have to permanently roll over our bonds till the loans are being repaid. So this means 30 to 40 billion issues per year in bonds. Also, as another work stream, we are setting up our early warning system, which is mentioned in the ESM treaty, to make sure that former program countries are able and will meet their payment obligations. This early warning system applies to both EFSF and ESM programs. To avoid duplication, we joined the European Commission in its post-program surveillance missions to the former program countries twice a year. Last point of our work program, As you know, there was a political agreement reached on the ESM direct recapitalization instrument, so that the ESM could act as a final backstop, the last line of defense for troubled but viable banks that are systemic within the euro area. This instrument must still be approved by member states and the Board of Governors, but we at the ESM received the mandate from the Eurogroup to be ready later this year when the results of the comprehensive assessment for the largest banks from the SSM are released. We are working on that, and of course we will be ready when that is necessary. Thank you very much.